Now, moving on now to matters energy. All petroleum dealers will from January of next year be required to sell fuel products with minimal sulfur. As a measure to curb against fuel adulteration or contamination, the Petroleum Institute of East Africa has adopted a harmonized standard to be applied across East Africa region, as corporate business have for a long time now been using kerosene to contaminate petrol and diesel.
The move by the government to stop taxing kerosene back in 2010 was aimed to benefit majority of underprivileged Kenyans from the high cost of living. This was a commendable and a progressive policy option. But contrary to the expectations, it is apparent that unscrupulous petroleum dealers are the real beneficiaries of the non-tax policy on kerosene.
Jane, to make some comments.
Active petroleum industry players estimate that 80% of kerosene that is sold in Kenya is used to contaminate diesel and petrol.
Training earlier. Petroleum products quality have improved tremendously in the last 13 years here in Kenya and in the region. Firstly, due to the fact that various standards that promote cleaner products have been reviewed by the Kenya Bureau in liaison with stakeholders, and PAA is a member of the technical committees that are involved in reviewing and updating and crafting standards that are oil or gas in nature. And secondly, because the malpractices that were so rampant significantly reduced due to the implementation of the fuel marking program by the government in the year 2000.
According to the Petroleum Institute, illegal fuel storages have largely contributed to the dumping of fuel, particularly in the western region of the country. A summary report of the fuel marking and tracing program shows that contaminated fuel increases the running cost of a vehicle and reduces the lifespan of engines.
If the prices of the motor fuels go slightly up, and kero prices remain where they are, then we have a big problem of malpractice, that is basically kerosene adulteration. Then old vehicular technologies. So as we improve the fuels, we also need to improve the engines that are using these fuels.
And although fuel dumping is a challenge that has affected the larger East African market, Kenya's market surveillance program appears to be more effective in minimizing and curbing such incidences. In 2008, East African communities signed a regional framework on air pollution. Following this, governments committed to enact regulations that would ensure reduced sulfur in imported fuel. Kenya has complied to these regulations since the gazettement of the Bureau standards in 2010.
The benefits of ultra-low sulfur fuels cannot be understated, as you know, and especially because of the adverse impacts the high sulfur has on human health and the environment. And secondly, ultra-low sulfur fuels allow for effective use of emission control systems for diesel vehicles and equipment, thereby reducing pollution and hence promoting cleaner air.
It is now a requirement that beginning January 2015, all East African countries will be required to market diesel with low sulfur as per the harmonized regional standards. However, experts in the oil industry argue that only effective monitoring and enforcement of laws and regulations will get rid of illegitimate business and malpractices that lead to poor product quality. Further, the experts suggest that there is a need to enhance capacity and funding, as well as empowering the regulatory agencies to ensure efficiency in carrying out effective enforcement.